Whitney's. So we're going to play some of the clips for you in case you didn't get to see it all. And we wanted to talk to somebody who we knew would watch the entire thing. That's our entertainment reporter here, Kendra G. Kendra, good to see you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It was a great interview. Oprah had her touch last night.
I thought it was interesting that when she walked in, I was telling the viewers earlier this morning when she said, you know, is Bobbi Kristina here? Asking Pat.
Just comes into the room.
So you can kind of tell that that part she just didn't know. It was probably a flow. You know, you just don't know whether Bobbi Kristina is going to be into it. So as soon as she came down the stairs, she went right to Bobbi Kristina.
It's like you almost forget it's an interview because the conversation was so peaceful. And Bobbi Kristina is doing extremely well. I mean, at the time of this interview, her mother had been dead less than 30 days. And to be standing so tall and so strong, amazing.
Okay, get some reaction to this first clip. Here's Bobbi Kristina on feeling her mother's spirit still.
Yeah, I feel her pass through me all the time.
Really?
All the time, yeah. I wake up at night at like, she always says at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, the saints wake up and they start praying. Every morning since then, I've woken up at 5.
Wow, really?
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. When I wake up at 5 and I look at the clock, it's 5 o'clock. I just start praying.
Wow.
I start praying and I get humble, you know? She humbles me, you know, just... I remember what she told me. I remember what she taught me through these 18 years, you know, and that's what I take in. And that's all that I take in.
I thought she looked great and very poised.
She did. And she also said that, you know, the lights flicker on and off, and she feels like that's her mom because she's staying in her mother's house in Atlanta, Georgia.
Which it would be very difficult. Some people, when you lose a parent, you don't go back to the house for a long time.
She said the first night was her most difficult night. She couldn't stay there. But then after that, she heard her mom saying, come home. And she went home. And I understand that being a spiritual person myself, like, people were like spooky, like the lights are flicking on and off. But she feels like her mom is still with her. And she said, she mentioned this too, that her spirit was so big. You know, she's going in the flesh, but she's still there with her, and she has to keep it going because her mama want her to.
It was interesting too. She talked about how on the night that Whitney died, or the night before, that Whitney, Bobbi said she just wanted to be held.
Right.
So she and her mother held each other in bed, I guess, all night long.
Yes, and you know, this was mentioned in the interview too, that her mom was telling the family members that she felt Whitney was not going to be with them long.
Interesting.
That the gift was not going to be with them long, and that's why her mom.
Who was saying that?
Whitney Houston's mother, Sissy Houston, had said that to her brother, Gary Houston, like within the last few months, and that's why she was desperately trying to see Whitney Houston. And Whitney Houston, you know, sad to say, never had a chance to see her mother one more time before she passed away.
So the part that I missed, and we were talking about it because it was towards the end, was the Patricia Houston part.
Yes.
Let's play a clip, and then I want to get your thoughts on that.
Whitney's sister.
Yes.
I just couldn't leave her. I could not leave her. And I saw them cover her up. And I knew that that was it.
It's Whitney's sister-in-law, of course.
Yes.
And she's talking about the night that Whitney's body was found.
When she realized that Whitney Houston was actually gone, because that's in the bathroom when the paramedics put the sheet over Whitney Houston, and she's realizing that she's gone at this moment.
What did she reveal for the people who didn't hear this part of the interview? Patricia, Whitney's longtime girlfriend, manager, all of that. So she was definitely closest to Whitney.
Yes. She revealed that Mary, the assistant, is the one that discovered Whitney Houston's body being gone. She also revealed that she didn't state, she said that she does not think drugs were involved. You know, she did not give the exact reason. I think she doesn't know herself yet, so we're still waiting for the doctor's report to get the exact reason of cause of death. But Oprah did ask that question, and she said that she doesn't believe that Whitney Houston wasn't doing drugs. She said she would have a drink, and she was a little crazy at times, but she wasn't doing drugs.
Could it be maybe a prescription and alcohol? You just never know.
Well, that's what we're waiting to find out still, to get that confirmation.
It seemed like what it was, the prescription medication.
Yeah.
Can be just as
just as bad.
Yeah.
I think she was almost, some of the reports saying, leaving the door open, saying, I know she was found in the bathtub, but I don't know how she got in the bathtub.
Yeah, she said that. She is not quite sure how she got into the bathtub. She had been gone for about 30 minutes. You know, I was actually in LA this Grammy weekend.
Right.
So a lot of things were going on. Whitney Houston was getting prepared for interviews, you know, the Clive Davis party. And so they were doing things. When they came back, that's when she realized. She said she was walking to the room and she heard screams, which was Mary, the assistant, screaming.
Houston.
And then someone came out of their hotel room and said, what's going on? And she said, call 911. So it was just a realization that Whitney Houston, you know, was passing along.
Wow.
Did anybody talk about Bobbi?
Well, yes, and I love this because Oprah brought up Bobby Brown. And I love the fact that they did not paint Bobby Brown as a bad guy. They, Pat Houston and also Whitney Houston's brother, Gary Houston, said that they liked Bobby Brown. They loved him. They do not blame him for getting Whitney Houston hooked to drugs at all, and he was always invited to the funeral. The rumors speculated that Bobby Brown was not invited by the family. That was false. He was always invited. They're not quite sure what happened because Bobby Brown did leave the funeral early.
But are you surprised that Bobbi Kristina wants to drop the word Bobbi? Now she's dropping the name Bobbi from her. I want to be called Kristina.
Right. The reason why I'm not surprised is because I think Bobbi Kristina was always very close to her mother, Whitney Houston. And now with her mother being gone, I think she wants to carry along that legacy of the Houston legacy. So I know at first I thought like, wow, that's such a diss to her father, you know, but I think this is a bigger magnitude going on here. And Whitney Houston was a very spiritual, big being that touched many lives. And I think Bobbi Kristina understands that and wants to make sure that legacy lives on the proper way.
We've got to wrap, but she knows she made it very clear that she wants to sing.
Yes,
and
she
I
does.
just feel like she's got some big shoes.
That's what
to
Oprah
fill.
said, and I agree with her. That's gonna be a tough one.
That's for sure.
But with those two parents, I mean, y'all's got to be give it a
but
shot.
the voice, Whitney Houston's voice was so powerful.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah.
I mean, people are, yeah.
That's why they call her the voice.
We'll see.
Kendra, good to see you.
Thank you. That was
Thank you.
great.
Guys, too.
Very, very good.
Okay.